254.
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा
स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा
समाधिस्तस्य केशव
समाधिस्तस्य केशव
स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत
स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत
किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
किमासीत व्रजेत किम्
254.1. The meaning of the words of the shloka. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, asked, Sthita Prajnasya, of the man of steady wisdom, Ka, what? Bhasha, language, description. Samadhistasya, of the man established in Samadhi, Keshava, O Keshava. Sthitadhihi, the man of steady wisdom, Kim, what? How? Prabhasheta, would speak. Kimasita, Kim asita, Kim, what? How? Asita, would sit. Vrajeta, would walk, move about. Kim, what? How? 254.2. The meaning of the shloka. Arjuna asked, O Keshava, what is the description of a man of steady wisdom, the one established in Samadhi? What and how does the man of steady wisdom speak? How does he sit? How he moves about? 254.3. Bhashya.
स्थिता प्रतिष्ठिता अहम् अस्मि परं ब्रह्म इति प्रज्ञा यस्य स स्थितप्रज्ञः तस्य का भाषा किं भाषणं वचनं कथम् असौ परैः भाष्यते समाधिस्तस्य समाधौ स्थितस्य केशव स्थितधीः स्थितप्रज्ञः स्वयं वा किं प्रभाषेत किम् आसीत व्रजेत किम् आसनं व्रजनं वा तस्य कथम् इत्यर्थः स्थितप्रज्ञस्य लक्षणम् अनेन श्लोकेन पृच्छति
Translation. Sthitaprajna, the man of steady wisdom, is the one whose realization, I am the Supreme Brahman, remains steady. He is samadhistha, established in the self or in a state of samadhi. What are his signs? How is he spoken of by others? O Keshava, what would the man of steady wisdom himself say? Which way would he sit and walk? That is, how are his sitting and walking, living and activity? The general characteristics of the man of steady wisdom are queried by this shloka. 254.4 Explanation. The first query is, what is the bhasha, language, of the man of steady wisdom? That is, which are the words others use to describe him? In other words, who is the man of steady wisdom? The Acharya says, he is one who has the conviction firmly and constantly rooted in him that he is himself Brahman, the supreme consciousness and the foundation of all phenomena. Once that conviction comes, it will get firmly rooted. Here is a footnote. The seeming conflict with 253.5, which speaks of the need of eternal vigilance, is not real, as their yoga is still the means and not the end. The footnote ends. But if the conviction is, I am the body, I am a businessman, etc., it will keep on changing. The only unchanging awareness is about the foundation of all this. It is just like saying that the only unchanging thing in a gold necklace is gold and not the necklace. The latter may change into a ring or a bangle, but gold remains unchanged. The one who is established in this unchanging principle is Sthitaprajnaha. Arjuna's query is how to recognize such a man. How does he speak with others and conduct himself? 254.5 Bhashya.
यो हि आदितः एव सन्न्यस्य कर्माणि ज्ञानयोगनिष्ठायां प्रवृत्तः यः च कर्मयोगेन तयोः स्थितप्रज्ञस्य प्रजहाति इत्यारभ्य अध्यायपरिसमाप्तिपर्यन्तं स्थितप्रज्ञलक्षणं साधनं च उपदिश्यते। सर्वत्र एव हि अध्यात्मशास्त्रे कृतार्थलक्षणानि यानि तानि एव साधनानि उपदिश्यन्ते यत्नसाध्यत्वात्। यानि यत्नसाध्यानि साधनानि लक्षणानि च भवन्ति तानि।
Translation. In the slokas beginning with Prajahadi and ending with this chapter, the description of the man of steady wisdom and the practice for becoming one are given. Such a man can be either one who has renounced all karma right from the beginning and become steadfast in the yoga of wisdom, or the one who has reached that state through karma yoga. In the entire science of spirituality, what are described as the characteristics of the man of fulfillment are themselves the disciplines as they are attainable by effort. As to what are the characteristics of the Sthitaprajna and which are attainable through effort, listen. 254.6 Explanation. Before getting into the description of Sthitaprajna, the Acharya reminds us of the two paths through which one can attain that state. One is to forsake all karma and take to sannyasa at the very beginning, that is, at an early stage. The one with dispassion and real thirst for realization can accept the path of sannyasa right from his studentship or brahmacharya. For him, there is no need of going through other ashramas like Garhastya. Under the tutelage of a guru, he reaches his goal gradually. Now he is established in steady wisdom. The other path is to pass through all the ashramas, see 4, 5, 10 of volume 1 for its meaning, observing all rites and performing all duties in a spirit of God dedication and without any desire for fruits. Gradually, he too attains the same state through purity of mind, observing practices with the guidance of a guru. The first is the course of nivritti, and the second pravritti, as explained by the Acharya in his preface. See 443 of volume 1. 254.7. A doubt strong in the mind of the reader would be, what use is the description of the Sthitaprajna for the ordinary person? To that the Acharya answers, the texts speak of the characteristics of such people to induce others to try and attain them. What comes naturally to the realized one is attainable by the aspirant. If, for example, equanimity between pleasure and pain is the second nature of the Sthitaprajna, for the sadhaka it is a goal to be attained by sustained practice. There is nothing that is not attainable by real effort. Instead of worshipping the realized one as an incarnation of God, we have to recognize that he has reached there by dint of hard work in this life or previous lives, and we too can attain that state.